Hello, truckers, and welcome back to American Truck Simulator with Realistic Economy. It is a Monday morning in game, 6 a.m. We are in Oklahoma, and we're on our way to pick ourselves up a grain trailer going somewhere on the east side of Colorado. Kind of already forgot where I'm going because I'm trying to time this out just right because just the other day, SCS has announced when Iowa will be released. And that is July 10th. So, yeah, I'm trying to not go too far, but also we got to do some deliveries as well. We got to get, of course, to the state border of Iowa for when that releases on the 10th of July, which I will be live streaming that day. I do plan anyways when it comes out. But for today, as we hitch this up, we'll have a look at the map. I think we're in Guymon, Oklahoma. That's where we are. And we're going to be going up through Kansas and then cutting over to the east side of Colorado and go to Burlington and on the way to Sterling, Colorado. And that's where we'll end our day, probably. Well, end our day. It is about a 500-mile trip, about a 9-hour drive, it says. And then probably next episode, we'll be on our way over and parking ourselves over maybe near Omaha. Probably, and then that way we'll be set up for Iowa on July 10th. So that is a plan, at least for today and going forward. Speaking of going forward, we got ourselves a trailer in tow, I do believe. Yep, trailer is coming with us. So that's always good. What do you say, Cindy? Let's get on the road and beat our way over to Sterling, Colorado. I'm assuming I'm just turning this way. And I'd be correct. Let's get going on the road. So everything is looking pretty good for our company. We got the Seattle garage, should be going pretty decently at this point with our two new drivers. They've been there for a couple days now. Or maybe it's been a day, maybe a day and a half. But they've been there for a little bit. They should be going in not too far from us from getting ourselves a third truck for the Seattle garage. Don't make me park on the railroad tracks. I don't want to do that. Just going to sneak out here. Don't know why that car slowed down as much as it did. Probably got nervous with me pulling out in the road. Alright, let's get moving. Yeah, so like I said, just announced a day or two ago, well, by the time you see this, probably like 4 days ago at this point, of Iowa coming out on the 10th of July. So, mark your calendars and get ready for cruising Iowa. I really didn't read too much into it. I don't know how much the state is going for. I have no idea. None of that. I mean, when it comes out, I'm going to get it, of course. I can't help myself. Because I do want to get eventually all 48 states here. Let's get up to speed. Looks like we'll be taking a lot of state highways today. Not too much on the interstate kind. Can I? Yeah, I can move over. I don't see nothing there. We're all good. Alright. Let's get out of Oklahoma. Get into Kansas at some point. Ah, there's the train I heard. Oh, already. Yep, welcome to Kansas. I saw the sign. How am I doing on fuel? Yes, we're full on fuel. Oh, everyone's slowing down to 30 because that's the speed limit. I don't think the game had an update, but when I started driving this morning, as I just left the rest area, I was like, my dash lights seem a little dark, and something didn't seem right. I checked my lights, all my lights were off. I always drive with my lights on, just in case. It's a good habit to be in anyways. If it gets too dark or if it's raining, you don't want to get a fine for driving without your lights on. I was actually thinking about getting myself a trailer, but of course with now Iowa not too far, we're about 2 weeks away from Iowa. I'm sure, like I said, with the Cruising Iowa event, I don't want to say stuck with a trailer, but also be at the point of it limits me to what cities I can go to because of the trailer that I have. I think I want to get in that left-hand lane. The light just turned while we went through it, so that stops the traffic. That allows me to get over. Perfect timing. No, I wasn't hungry the second I started the game, but now I'm just riding behind a Domino's Pizza trailer. And my mind starts thinking about pizza, and then my stomach's like, that sounds actually pretty good. Is that light green? Yes, now it's yellow. Alright, the one thing I didn't check is how much weight am I hauling for grain? What do we got here? 46,000, so a little bit more than average, but not heavy enough that's going to... I always like to know the weight of my trailer just because you kind of... I mean, you drive enough an ATS or a Euro truck, you start to realize by the weight of how your shifting is going to be and what you can expect. So I do tend to check the weight often, at least try to. Yeah, so excited about Iowa coming out. Just more of us to drive around in. I mean, yeah, we got the coast-to-coast map, but the coast-to-coast doesn't have Iowa done over that well. I mean, it does seem not long ago that Missouri came out, but it'll be what, about 3 months? Man, time goes by really fast when you look in the past. I know I said it before, I'm just not going to repeat myself, so for those who know, as I've talked about before, when you look at things in the future, it takes forever to get here, but when we look back in the past, man, time flies by quicker that way. So, money-wise, actually I just got thinking, I was saving money up for the third truck for the Seattle garage, but really, because what I want to do, of course, when Iowa comes out, is to buy a garage in Iowa, and that's probably what I'll save the money for. And what I'll probably do, that'll be a good time, I think, to get the Alamosa, Colorado garage. I'll buy the Iowa garage, wherever that may be, and we'll move those truckers over to the Iowa garage. We'll sell that garage. I've never sold a garage before in ATS, so I never sold a garage in Euro Truck Sim either. So I don't know if I get like the full money back that you put into the garage. I have no idea. I have never sold a garage. I'm pretty sure most people haven't. But whatever money I get back on the garage, it'll allow me to probably buy another truck. And we'll get some truckers in Iowa. Well, they'll be based out of Iowa. Dodge City. I usually check on what towns I'm going through, but since I'm not on an interstate, where I'm going to have a whole bunch of interchanges, I'm not going to worry too much. Like I said, I think we're mostly taking state highways, so just following the GPS should be relatively simple. Now I'll get lost in like 30 seconds. But we'll have a look here. So let's see. We're kind of going to Burlington. Not really going to Colby, but we're going kind of past there. But Burlington, so a quick left and a right through Garden City. It looks like, yeah, Garden City. Then to Burlington, and then up to Interstate 70. So we are taking some interstates today. And then to Sterling. If you're wondering how much I'm getting paid for this delivery, $18.20 is what we're getting paid. I mean, in the early days of this series, and by the way, I just remembered, can't believe I really forgot about it, but this is the 300th episode or video in the series. Some have been live streams, yes, so we've actually done more than 300 days. But this is the 300th episode of the American Truck Realistic Economy series, but in the first, 50 episodes, I never thought I would be at episode 300, having as many people follow this series now as most of you do. So I appreciate each and every one of you making it this far into the series. Because without you, this series, definitely wouldn't be here. I'd be playing probably ATS, not making videos on it. Who am I kidding? I'll probably still make videos on it. I don't know. But it's definitely a lot more fun making them when I know a lot of you wait for these videos every week. So appreciate you getting this far along with me to episode 300. I mean, if you remember the first 50 episodes ago, years ago, yeah, the company just, we were, I don't even say inching along. We were a snail past us at the pace we were going. But now here we are. The company is thriving, making almost $500,000 a week. And we're buying garages, buying trucks. I definitely remember my early days of the Realistic Economy series of, getting our first driver and them earning like $100. And I was like, ooh, this might take a while. But as we give them better trucks and they leveled up, now we get some drivers bringing in. I think we've seen a couple of drivers a couple times bring in like 10 grand, which is huge on the Realistic Economy modded series. And it took us a while this evening for us to swap out trucks, and now I pretty much have the option to, almost after every 10 episodes or so, to possibly switch out a truck. I mean, I'm not going to switch out a truck after every 10 episodes, but in the early days, it was taking me maybe 50 to 60 episodes to get enough money to swap out trucks. But yeah, really, 300 episodes. It's not the longest series I've done on my channel. I think Farmer's Dynasty, I may have done over 300 episodes on Farmer's Dynasty back in the day. But this series will probably overtake that one in due time. I don't see this series ending. I mean, it's going to end at some point, but I don't see it coming anytime soon. I mean, anytime soon, at least for another couple of years. I mean, I would like to see it go all the way through until we have all the lower 48 states here. Did you know you were doing 70 in a... How fast is the speed limit here? Oh, yeah. I'm actually surprised I got up to 70. Must have been going downhill. Because this is an external contract. Yeah, I do mostly external contracts on the SCS maps now, because I'm trying to get that achievement that's going to take me a while to get of, I think it's called To the Moon. And it's on the World... If you have the World of Trucks profile page, you know what I'm talking about. Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. But the achievement is to drive the distance from the Earth to the Moon doing external contracts, and I'm more than halfway to the moon. I'm just glad I don't have to return. But there is another achievement. I think it's drive 1,000,000 kilometers doing external contracts, and that may take me all the way into the last states I've released in SES for the lower 48. But just imagine at some point we'll be able to take an external contract from coast to coast, which would be like 3,000 miles. And we have taken a delivery. Wasn't this past Christmas season, so it had to been Christmas of 2023. Somewhere around there, I went from the northwest of Washington. Was it Washington? I think it was Seattle, Washington. I may have taken the load out of. I went to Fort. Forgot the name, but somewhere on the east coast of Florida, and I did an episode where it was just a delivery from Seattle, Washington down to the east coast of Florida. I think it was a 3.5 hour episode. That's how long it took me to drive across the coast. And you can imagine, most of it was pure interstate, so we were chewing through the miles. I think it was like a 3,500 mile trip. One day we'll be able to do that, maybe with external contracts. I shouldn't say maybe, we should be able to. As I say, this is not a stoplight, this is a stop sign, so it's pretty much just force your way out there kind of a thing. That car is turning. So I need to get all the way over to the right-hand lane, so I need to turn right away. I can't go where that trucker just went. That road doesn't exist for me. It does for them, though. So yeah, of course, we'll have this episode. We'll have the one for next week, which, oh, wow, it's already going to be July next week by the time the next episode comes out. This summer is going to go by quicker than I wanted to. And then after that, it'll be July 10th, and we'll be in Iowa for a while. Denver. That's my loan payment, no worries. 6,012 still, probably. One of these days, I'm going to say, 6,012, and it won't be. I think I probably say that every episode now, because I feel like I must be getting close, but I think we probably got like another 50 or 60 episodes before that happens. Maybe 50. Because like I said, usually, you know, when it's recorded episode, except for the one where I went from coast to coast, it's usually 1 day per episode. This being the 300th. So we may have played somewhere around 320 days. And I want to say I probably took out my first loan around day 7. So 365 days a year, yeah, somewhere around day 370, our first loan will probably be paid off. I don't know what day we're technically on. I could have a look. I'll have a peek after we get done with this delivery. Hopefully I can remember to do so. We can see how many days we're on. You may be saying, why not just look at the loan and see how many days you got left? Because I want to keep it a surprise to myself, because just by looking at how many days I've played, I'm just kind of guessing when the loan's going to be. One of the loans. We got 4 loans. That's right. 4. Got a problem with that? I have no problem borrowing money in games, as long as I pay it back. Actually, I just started a new live stream series in Farming Simulator today on the map New Hope. So if you didn't like the Dark Forest map live streams, we kind of finished that, and we started up a live stream series on New Hope. And I do also hope that I'll be starting my recorded Farming Simulator series possibly this upcoming week. I haven't, as I'm recording this, I only got the map picked out, and that's about it. I don't have any set plans or nothing. Don't know if I get time to record it over the weekend, but fingers crossed for those who like the recorded series. I will say, honestly, the past few weeks I've been a little, I think I've been drained about streaming and making videos, so I've been kind of taking a little bit of a break on recording, and actually I even took a day off the other day streaming. So not only is it, because it's summertime, you want to get outside. I got some, housework to do, and you want to get outside as well. It's not like winter where I'm kind of buried inside the house because you got feet of snow outside. But yeah, I've been just kind of worn down a bit on the whole YouTube thing, so taking a little bit of a breather, and taking yesterday off from streaming helped me out quite a bit today. Hello, Colorado. Yeah, but hopefully I'll get back into it. I don't want to say full swing. I must have a right-hand turn coming up, and it's coming up right now. I don't like being on the hill. Although it's not a heavy... I don't mind being on a hill with an average load like we got. But I get on a hill like that on an off-ramp with like 60,000 pounds or more. It's hard to get the clutch to grab before you roll back too far and hit the car behind you. I've actually taken this road before. Interesting. The other game we've been playing quite a bit on the channel, you may have seen, is Roadcraft. And a few people have been pretty impressed with the graphics in that one. I will say ATS has some pretty darn good graphics of all the different kind of models they have in the game. I mean, look at all the buildings, the cars, the farming stuff, the houses. A lot of different models here and there, and they've done a pretty good job in all of that, I think. I need the next left-hand turn, which is, I believe, right here. Let's not wake up the neighbors by hitting the Jake brake. I say wake up the neighbors, it's almost noon. Well, some people work at night. Like who? Well, like me right now. I'm actually recording this kind of late. Linda has leveled up. I didn't see what she brought in for cash, but she must have brought in something in order to level up. And then Martin brings in some cash. I do find it kind of funny. Oh, and Martin leveled up too. I mean, I do have like 40 drivers. But the amount of time you see one driver finish the load and right after that someone else does. They're finishing at the same time. Kind of like this being on a state highway and no traffic in front of me. Well, there is someone in front of me, but don't know if I'll ever catch them. Been a nice drive over here weather-wise. Although I do believe I got my rain probability down to like 10% at this point. But there's not even a cloud in the sky. Alright, Q rained in about 3 minutes. Hey, Niles has brought in $6 grand. Yeah, using the Jake brake through this town. Especially when it's only 25 through here. Yeah, the tricky part for the next episode is going to be getting a load from... It is Sterling we're going to, right? Yeah, Sterling. Getting a load from Sterling to, like, Omaha. I mean, I've been lucky before like that. If not, we'll just have to find our way to the state line. Been a while since I've been to Iowa in real life. Spent a week in Davenport one time. Actually, a long time ago at this point, now that I think about it. Wow, it's been like 20 years. I felt like it was a nice city while I was there. Don't know if it's changed. Well, I'm pretty sure after 20 years, things do change. So anyone from around that area, you may say, Davenport, you thought it was nice? You gotta remember, I was just a visitor. So how are we doing? Just another 130 miles to go, so not far. I think we're at a time of just right money-wise when I get to Iowa just to have enough cash to buy a garage. And then we'll start transferring our drivers over. I mean, of course, I'll only be able to transfer 3 drivers over. Then yeah, okay, well, I can transport a 4th driver over to the Seattle garage because they still got open bay. But that'll leave me 1 driver left in the Alamosa garage. we'll see what happens on that day. But I'm pretty sure because we'll be live streaming the day Iowa comes out. I don't know how many days we'll go through in game. But of course, that just means we'll be bringing a lot of cash in. Well, I won't be bringing a lot of cash because I'm pretty sure I'll be making short deliveries. When I mean short deliveries, probably like 200 to 300 mile deliveries at most. But of course, there'll be all the other drivers that we have bringing in the cash. It does feel a little kind of weird thinking, yeah, Iowa will be coming out. And then we already know the next 3 states after that, which is Louisiana, Illinois, and then South Dakota. I never really looked at the time frame of lately when they announce when a state's coming out, and then how long it takes before it actually comes out. Is it like a half a year? Is it like, 9 months? Just realized I have not taken a thumbnail picture for today, so probably got to find something somewhat interesting. I mean, you've already seen the thumbnail, so you kind of be like, really, that's your thumbnail? Yeah, because I kind of forgot about what I was doing here. Well, I slowed down way too much for that. Kind of a plain Jane trailer. It's just a red box trailer. I know I'm hauling grain, but I don't know what type of grain it is. It just classifies it as grain. Just realized, of course, I really haven't been on the highways too much. No way stations yet today. Of course, now that I say that, I'll probably get one in the next 60 miles. See some clouds rolling on in now. When I get to Sterling, where am I going? Cargo? Not sure if that's how it's pronounced, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it. Cargo is the company name. Someone's watering their crops, looks like. can see our exit on the GPS coming up, so next exit is ours. And good news, Cindy, I do see like a rest area here. And we're going to be getting done kind of early today. Forgot to use my direction light there, but don't think anyone cared. No one honked their horn at me. Are those steel pipes? I could use some of those on Roadcraft, if you don't mind. I got to repair some steel pipes on one of the maps. See what kind of delivery spot they're going to give us. I do have a grain trailer that I was trying to use. I wonder what the special, if there's going to be a special transport in Iowa. Maybe grain? Oh, wait a minute. Am I going to have to go... Oh, I thought I had to turn right. No, I gotta go to... We gotta circle around here. I need to get over in that lane, I think. So, I mean, I had a grain trailer way back when, and we were watching the grain load up into our own trailer, which was pretty neat. That may have been Nebraska that I had the grain trailer, so... Yeah, but you don't have the money to buy a grain trailer. Well, you could take the grain trailer from whoever has it. Basically, what I could do is wherever I buy the garage in Iowa, whoever has the grain trailer, I can put the grain trailer in that garage and I'll be there to be able to pick it up. I want to say technically I could go that way and get on my road, but I'm not too sure. GPS has me going to the next intersection. Was that a one-way road? Oh, that might have been a one-way road, that's why. That's why you follow the GPS sometimes. I think that was a one-way road. My brain just went, hey, there's a used car dealership at the corner of the street. And then my brain went, did you remember that you got a series kind of going a little bit on selling used cars that you haven't been doing some off-camera work on? Yeah, I know. Car Dealer Simulator, if you're unaware of what I'm talking about. I gotta get some more off-camera work done on that. Probably just got one more episode of doing that, but it's going to take a while to get to the next reputation level, to get myself another worker there. Gotta sell a lot of used cars to get up to the next level. I don't know why I'm looking at traffic waiting for an opening. You just wait for the light to turn green. That usually helps. Am I going to get every stoplight here? Not that I'm in a hurry, just that, the sequence has not been good for me. Come on, Greenie, get a move on. Yeah, if you're from Colorado and I just said Greenie and I offended you, yeah, you'll be fine. This is my turn here. Now it's just a matter of... oh, never mind. I see where I got to go with it. Can I go around the building? I think so. If I can go around the building, that's going to make it easier to drop this off. Now, see, if I have my own grain trailer, I think I'd be dropping off the grain in there. So another kind of like blind side. Oop. Almost hit the trailer on those crates. Almost another blind side backing up job, so I'm not going to like this too much. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I do like the challenging parts of this. That's why I always put on expert parking. I don't know how far over I can cut it though, because of this right here. I got to wiggle this around a little bit. Oh, really? I'm actually in the spot? Now, we gotta do a little bit better than that. It's in, but it's not in as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I'll take that. That's better. Park and brake engine decouple. And there we go. Continue. Yeah, so what day are we actually on? And I got to go to career progress. And we are actually on day... delivery log? No. I forgot where I got to go for it. Delivery log. No, okay, so maybe it's not... Maybe it's skills? Yeah, don't click on bank. The whole time I was looking for the graphics page I was looking for, which I could not find, so they must have changed the way they do it. Actually shows the delivery log. I can see up here now. Day, right there. We're at day 316, so episode 300. And I'm only on the 316th day. So that's pretty good. So it must be with the live streams. I've only done a few extra days. I thought I would have done more than that. again, I don't want to look at to see how many days I got left on the loans. I want that to be a surprise to me and maybe others. But yeah, 316 days in, episode 300, not too bad. You can see in 7 days we earned 430, but that's fluctuating from there to 450. All depends on what my drivers bring on in. But anyways, on the navigation page, like I said, we're on the east side of Colorado. And next time, I'll probably just take the interstate across and hopefully get to Omaha. And that will put us right on the border of Iowa right here when it comes out on the 10th of July. And like I said, I'll be streaming that day when it comes out. Fingers crossed, if everything goes well. But anyways, me and Cindy are going to head on down maybe to the next rest area and stretch our legs for the day. But anyways, I think that's where we're going to end up for today. Appreciate you watching. If you made it through, and as I said, remember, no rain today. Starting to rain in game. Interesting. But glad it's raining at the end. If you made this far to the episode and you want to help me out a little bit more, that thumbs up button, you know where that is. Thumbs down button's there as well. But if you made it this far, like I said before, if you're still watching and you want to hit the thumbs down button, why did you watch all the way through? Appreciate you watching all the way through anyways. If you're new here and you like this kind of content, you might want to think about hitting that hit the like button. I've already said that. But you might want to think about hitting that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss out on more content like this. But that's going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in American Truck Simulator with Realistic Economy. But until then, have a good one.